Have you ever felt lost, like you're just wandering through life without a map? What if I told you that a map exists? One that doesn't just show you where to go, but who you are meant to become. This is the story of the Map of Destiny, a tale that might just change how you see your own path forever. Our story begins in the dusty ruins of an abandoned temple, where a young traveler named Kale stumbled upon a hidden chamber. Tucked away in a stone chest was a scroll, not of ancient laws or forgotten kings, but a map. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. The parchment seemed to shimmer with a faint, otherworldly light. The coastlines were wrong. The mountains were in places they shouldn't be, and islands floated where only open sea was known to exist. It was a map of an impossible world. But what truly captivated Kale were the symbols, strange glyphs that seemed to pulse with a life of their own, hinting at a forgotten power, a forgotten destiny. He felt a pull, an undeniable call to follow this impossible path. Little did he know, this map wasn't just made of paper and ink. It was woven from the very fabric of choice and consequence. With the mysterious map as his only guide, Kale set off on a journey into the great unknown. His friends called him foolish. His family begged him to stay. How could he chase a fantasy? But the map's call was too strong to ignore. The first marker led him not to a city of gold, but to a silent, ancient forest. There, he had to learn the language of the rustling leaves and the whispering wind. The forest taught him patience, to listen before speaking, to observe before acting. It was his first lesson. The next symbol on the map guided him to the treacherous peaks of the Scapersing Mountains. He faced blizzards and sheer cliffs, every step a battle against the elements and his own exhaustion. But as he climbed, he learned about resilience, the strength that comes not from muscles, but from an unbreakable will. The journey was transforming him. It wasn't just a physical trek across a strange land. It was a pilgrimage into the deepest parts of his own soul. Each location on the map was a classroom, each challenge a teacher. The map wasn't just showing him the way, it was showing him the way to become the person he needed to be for the path ahead. He learned courage from a river that dared to carve its way through stone, and wisdom from a desert that bloomed with life after a single rainfall. The world on the map was a reflection of the world within. As Kale ventured deeper, the journey shifted. The challenges were no longer just mountains to climb or rivers to cross. The trials became internal, far more daunting than any physical obstacle. The map led him to the Cave of Echoes, where his deepest fears took form. He saw visions of failure, of loneliness, of disappointing everyone he loved. The whispers in the cave told him he was weak, that he would never be enough. 4 days, he was paralyzed by It was a test of his courage, not against a beast, but against the demons in his own mind. He had to learn to silence the echoes of fear with the voice of his own conviction. Then came the Gilded City, a paradise of endless pleasure and temptation. Everything he had ever desired was offered to him on a silver platter: wealth, comfort, and an easy life. The city was a beautiful cage, promising to end his difficult journey. He was tempted to stay, to abandon the rugged path for a life of ease. This was a test of his purpose. He had to remember why he started, the feeling of that map in his hands, the promise of a greater destiny. He realized the map wasn't just guiding him, it was testing him. Each trial was designed to forge a new quality within him: courage from fear, integrity from temptation, and perseverance from despair. The map was a crucible, burning away his impurities to reveal the hero within. After enduring the trials of his own heart and mind, Kale finally reached the location marked by the most intricate symbol on the map, a heart of the world. He expected to find a hidden kingdom or a source of immense power. Instead, he found a quiet, serene observatory with a ceiling that looked like a living sky, filled with shifting constellations. In the center of the room was a pedestal, and as he placed the map upon it, the lines and symbols began to move. The impossible coastlines rearranged themselves, the mountains shifted, the islands drifted to new positions. And then he understood. The map wasn't a static chart of a physical place, it was a dynamic representation of possibilities. It was a map of choices. He looked back at his journey. He remembered the moment in the Cave of Echoes, when he almost gave in to fear. In the observatory, he saw the map flicker, showing him a different path, a dead end where his journey would have ended in that cave. He saw the gilded city and the timeline where he stayed, the rest of his map fading into a blank, meaningless parchment. Every decision he had made, big or small, had redrawn the map of his life. The map didn't show him a pre-written fate, it showed him the consequences of his own free will. It was the ultimate tool for self-awareness, a mirror reflecting the power of his choices. Standing in the observatory, Kale felt a profound sense of clarity. The final symbol on the map began to glow, projecting words of light into the air above the pedestal. There was no grand secret of the universe, no spell for ultimate power. There was only a single, simple sentence. Destiny is not found. It is created. In that moment, everything clicked into place. The map was never about a destination. It was about the journey. It wasn't a guide to a treasure. It was a tool to help him build his own character, to forge his own path. He had been searching for his destiny. But all along, he had been creating it with every step, every choice, every victory over his own weakness. As this realization washed over him, the map on the pedestal glowed with a blinding, beautiful light. The parchment, the ink, the impossible landscapes, they all dissolved into a shower of shimmering particles that floated up and merged with the constellations on the ceiling. The map was gone. Kale was momentarily filled with panic, but then a sense of peace. He no longer needed it. The map was now inside him. He understood that the future was not a fixed point to be discovered, but an open canvas, and he was the artist. He held the brush. So, what is the lesson of Kale's journey for us? The story of the map of destiny isn't just a fantasy tale. It's a metaphor for our own lives. Each of us is born with an invisible map, a map that is constantly being redrawn by the choices we make every single day. The choice to be kind to a stranger, the choice to pursue a passion even when it's hard, the choice to face a fear instead of running from it. Each of these acts is a pen stroke on the map of your life. You might feel lost right now, unsure of which way to turn. That's okay. That's part of the journey. The most important thing to remember is that you are not a passive traveler on a predetermined route. You are the cartographer. You are the author of your own story. The small decisions you make today, to learn something new, to be a little braver, to push yourself a little further, are shaping the grand destiny of your tomorrow. Your potential is not a fixed destination to be found on some ancient scroll. It is a future that you build, choice by choice. So take a look at the path you're on. Are you creating the map you want to follow? Because your destiny is not waiting to be found. It's waiting to be created. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments what choices you're making today to create your own destiny. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories that make you think. Until next time, keep drawing your map.